Hi mates, Julie here, and we're about to launch another episode of The Boaters TV. First up, we've got some news for you, just for the whole of it. Discover Boating, a national awareness campaign managed by the National Marine Manufacturers Association, wrapped up its first ever Best Boat Name contest, and on June 16th, they announced the winners. Here were this year's top 5 as voted on by the public on discoverboating.com for being the most unique boat names submitted. Coming in at number 5, Feelin' Naughty. The number 4 most unique boat name, Making Waves. In third place, Daddy's Doghouse. And the runner-up this year, Second Home. Finally, voted Best Boat Name in Discover Boating's 2007 Best Boat Name contest, Family Therapy. So neither of my two favorites made it into the top 5. They were Satellite Office, and my most favorite, My Last Boat 3. Very clever, that one. And speaking of boat name lists, in April of this year, Boaters US, which is the Boat Owners Association of the United States, released their list of the top 10 most popular boat names for 2006. To make the determination, they consulted the Boat US Graphics and Lettering Department, which makes custom boat graphics and has a database of some 7,400 monikers. Not so scientific, perhaps, but interesting nonetheless. So according to that survey, what is currently the most popular boat name in the nation? Well, if recreational boating's addictive quality could be summed up in one word, it would be this year's #1 spot, Aquaholic, which, by the way, has appeared on the list for the last 5 consecutive years, and it's also the second time Aquaholic has taken the #1 slot. You can visit www.boatus.com to learn more about that list. And now on to our next segment, Ship Shape. Now, normally our Ship Shape segment is going to address tips for boat maintenance, but this next story refers not so much to maintenance of your vessel, but rather your own human vessel, your body, and how to keep it shipshape while out on your boat. Allow me to introduce you to Kim Hess. Kim is a full-time yoga instructor currently teaching in Miami Beach and passionate not only about yoga, but the sailing lifestyle. She has brought these two loves together in the form of seminars, workshops, private sessions, and a recently published book, Yoga-onboard. Yoga-onboard is a practical guide intended to introduce various ways of adapting traditional yoga postures to your sailing or cruising vessel. You can find out more by visiting www.yoga-onboard.com. But first, we caught up with Kim down in Miami recently, and here's what she had to say about both her book and the soon-to-be-released DVD version of Yoga On Board that is coming out later this summer.
Yoga On Board is a guide for cruisers and liveaboards. I was inspired to write this book after completing my teacher training, immediately moving onto a vessel and sailing for 2 months living on the hook. When I was in Mexico a couple of years ago, speaking with some of the cruisers down there, they said, you know, we bought a yoga book and we wanted to start, but there's no place on the boat to practice. And I just thought to myself, yeah, there is. While the idea of adapting yoga postures to a sailing vessel is addressed in the book and the DVD, the principles applied can be used by anyone, anywhere. Anybody that wants to make their yoga practice mobile can just look around and say, what can I do in this space that I have?
Thanks, Kim. Again, for information on Kim's book and forthcoming DVD, visit yogaonboard.com. Next up, luxury, mega, and super yacht news. That's right, it's yada 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 time. Within the luxury, mega, and super yacht markets, the building boom continues. That's right, the general public can cry about economic downturns all day long, but apparently the people who have the resources to build or purchase a mega or super yacht don't seem to be having a problem. Every year, the editors of Showboats International magazine release their Global Order book, which details the size and number of new mega yachts, and by definition, that is private vessels 80 feet or 24 meters and larger, either on order or being built around the world. In this year's Global Order Book 2007, it was reported that coming into this year, there were 777 yachts, 80 feet and larger, under contract in 25 different countries throughout the world. Altogether, that totals 94,404 linear feet worth of new big boats being built. And think about that. If you line those puppies up end to end, and this is both power and sailing yachts, they stretch 17.9 miles. 17.9 miles of mega yacht. And this total represents a 15.3% increase in footage from 2006. Sailboat builds increased by 13.5% this year, and motor yacht sales were up 12.9%. For more information on the findings of the 2007 Global Order Book, visit www.showboats.com. And that wraps up another edition of The Boaters TV. Join us on Friday, where we'll be bringing you more nautical news, our Wet and Wild segment, and a little nautical nomenclature. Until then, safe and happy boating to you all. This episode of The Boaters TV was brought to you by the letter E. That's E for Echo, and meaning I am altering my course to starboard.